What is this? Omnath, Locus of Creation. Oh, okay. Different art. Gonna go ahead and keep this hand. Looks like it's got a little ramp, little value with Growth Spiral. Can appreciate that. Exploration for opponent. What up? Welcome in. So yeah, welcome in everyone. Today we're playing some Indominus Rex Alpha solely because I feel like it. I've been wanting to circle back to this one for a little while, been thinking about building it in paper. We'll see. I haven't really been playing in paper as much, but when I did, one of my friends was like, why are all of your decks Boros decks? I'm like, yeah, good, fair point. I should probably build a non-Boros deck at some point. Indominus Rex is one that caught my eye. Played it a little bit in the past and just kind of found it enjoyable. So anyway, yeah, that's what we're doing today. Carnage Tyrant is a magic card. Play the Forest. Just tap and pass. Looks like we're going last. That's never great. Yeah, so Indominus Rex is a keyword-centric deck. And if you guys have followed me for any length of time, you know that I like keyword-centric decks. In my past go-around with this commander, I recall it being... It's sort of like its character in the movie. It comes out and is very scary, but actually has trouble winning the game. And if it gets removed, that can definitely lead to some headaches. It in my last go around, it seemed to do really poorly in the presence of removal. So, you know, getting like hexproof on there is a big one, and then trying to dodge a board wipe with indestructible or something like that. Those are gonna be big things for our commander. Ooh, Priest of the Forgotten Gods. That's... oh, yeah, I really don't like what this mono black deck's up to. Don't like that at all. Let's see. Play the island. I think we wait on this. Draw a card. You may put a land from your hand onto the... Yeah, we'll do it during opponent's turn. With that. Oh, there's the Indestructible. We got Ronas in the grave. What up? It is going all right. I don't know if I'll be saying the same thing a few turns from now, though. Looks like we got some fairly nasty opponents. We got the 4-color Omnath, and we got this Endrick Sard. Looks like they're going to be doing aristocrat-y kind of things. It's never the best. What's the trigger for this? Landfall, of course it is. 4 life, then the mana, then 4 damage to each opponent and each planeswalker. Good God. Why does that commander have so many abilities? Why? Aftermath Analyst. Enters mill 3. Sacrifice it, return all land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. You know, there did not need to be any more of those style of cards, honestly. Lands decks already strong enough. Well, while they're doing that. Cool, they're going to be on like 12 mana. Drop in the Underground Sea, I guess. Yeah, I mean, all right. Put this to a vote. Do I just scoop and start a new game? Because that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lands on turn 3. I don't really know if there's any coming back from this. There is going to have to be a lot of removal, or at least a little bit. I mean, start with getting rid of their commander, but then they can just recast it. And yep, that's the kind of game we're playing already. Love it. What makes this thing bigger? Yeah, so that's one of the things, too, I noticed with this commander is that you do need to get size onto it. Like, having all the keywords is great, but it's still only a 6/6. And for kind of for all the effort you put into it, trying to get it there, it it could be bigger. It could very much be bigger. If they can kill you fast, it'll be a fast game anyway. True. But then I'll be more annoyed, right? And that's a thing you have to factor in, right? I'll be less annoyed if I just scoop now and start a new game and not deal with this nonsense. And herein lies the problem of bracket 3. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and screenshot this. Save this for later use. Where's paint? Ayara. Bold opinion. Landfall is boring and not bold at all. I strongly agree. We get it. Lands are strong. Lands are kind of busted. There's no mass land removal in bracket 3. Hit or another creature enters, the opponent lose 1 life, gain 1 life, sacrifice another black creature, draw a card. So any number of target players each lose 2 life, and yeah, that's not great for us. We need them to get rid of this thing, but like this is really bad for us. Getting around that sacrifice effect is going to be difficult. So removal needed. Removal very much needed. Anyway, it brings it back to our turn there. I don't know. We'll just play this thing, I guess. I think. Yeah, I mean, the Ronos ability is like too good to really sort of pass up. There's not a lot. I don't think there's a lot of indestructible. I'm going to crack this Misty. We don't really have to, but I will just get a little shuffle. Breeding pool, I guess. There's an Urborg in play, so yeah, I'm not too worried about the black mana right now. Yeah, getting rewarded for game action everyone takes normally is whack. I agree. I've had enough of lands decks. They only get stronger and more consistent over time. And by like, I don't know, because it's like whenever they do anything land themed, right? Like these decks get a new toy, and these decks are already really strong. Cool. Opponent's got like 12 mana, something like that. Go wide landfall, lame. Voltron landfall, dope. What up, Sean? Then again, I'm looking to convert my Lausanne deck and Maelstrom Wanderer deck to the new 10/10 Teamer Dragon that deals damage based on the lands you have in play. I haven't seen that one. But it sounds more interesting than what's going on over here. I'm Boundless Realms, really. I'll put it to you guys. You guys want me to finish this game or start a new one? Because I am ready to scoop this game. Vote in the chat. I don't think do I have a true vote thing anywhere? Ooh, I do. All right, we got a poll in the chat. Let me know if you want me to scoop this game and start a new one, because they're now on, I don't know, what is that, like 16 mana, turn 4? Oh, integrator good? No big deal. No big deal. I mean, I'm just kind of screwing around. I was hoping to just have a good time with Indominus Rex. That's all I was looking to do. They just sacrificed their own commander. How big was it? Oh, they're probably... Oh, you know what it is? They're probably just trying to stock their graveyard even more. I'm guessing that's what this... Oh, no, they got rid of Blasphemous Sack, Dryad. Okay, maybe not. Memory Deluge. Well, they're down to 2 cards, so there's that. I want to at least see my turn, because we can cast our commander on our turn, and I at least want to see what our next draws will be. If they look bad, then I might just kind of... We'll wing it here. Did NTGO implement anything to help with the new bracket system? Not that I'm aware of, because... Yeah, I mean, technically they haven't done anything that's outside of bracket 3, but that's more of a problem with the brackets than you know, the system, than with MTGO. So double the impact tremors over here. This is the Jolly Balloon Man. I did want to take a look at this one at some point. Never got around to it, though. Create a token that's a copy of another target creature you control, except it's a 1/1 balloon. Has flying and haste, sacrificed at the beginning of the next end step. Only as a sorcery, so, like, sort of Kiki. You'd offer to join the next game, but you're watching on a jank hotel Wi-Fi? Yeah, fair enough. Ain't no way that's going to support Magic Online. I don't know why this game is so resource intensive. Like, you play any other modern game, and they figured out how to, like, optimize. Entomb. Let's see, like, land, grave... Well, I guess they don't have a creature in, but yeah, if they do that, then they can just make us lose our guy. I don't want to lose our guy. How do I view the poll? Oh, yeah, we got 100% yes on this scoop. Okay. Okay. I just want to see my turn. I'm going to see my turn, pass it back to their turn. We'll see how crazy it gets. If nothing's looking... If it's not looking good, then... We'll get out of here. I just got my new rig built and MTGO is still giving me issues. Yeah, exactly, right? Like, what is going on in this program? If you don't mind me asking, why haven't you been posting as many vids as late? Honestly, I just got busy and I don't have the time anymore. Work has been keeping me very busy. I have some other things going on, some other things that I've been working on that I will share eventually, but they've taken, like, the little bit of free time that I've had. Also got a new lady friend, so that takes up a little time as well. So yeah, it's just been busy. Busy and, like, I don't know. Magic hasn't been in a place where I've been motivated enough to, like, spend 4.5 hours editing a video and, you know, probably another hour uploading it, plus the 2 hours to film it. So it's just, you know... It's like a 7-hour process, really, to, like, get a video up, which is why I've been kind of doing streams, just because I can skip all of the editing with the streams, and, you know, with this, I can just, like, play the game and enjoy it and not think about all the, like, editing and posting aspects of making content, which I'm just, like, kind of burned out on, so. What is this guy? Beginning of your end step, if you control no creatures with Decayed, create a 2/2 black zombie with Decayed. Okay. Okay. So, there's a world in which we cast our commander and then opponent immediately makes us sacrifice it. Any number of target players, yep. In which that would definitely be Scoop City. There's another land. That's not really what we needed. What are the colors in this thing? So blue is hybrid. Okay. Green. Play that. Let's try our commander. Let's just see. It's a very creature-heavy deck, so I don't know that there's like a lot of removal that we can like really draw into or anything like that. Yeah, get rid of all three of these. I'm gonna have some great keywords. This thing is cool. We don't have the mana for it right away, but oh, we got boots on. Let's see if we get this attack off. Opponent said, Jesus mercy. Yep, we'll just go over here with this thing. That instant stack of keywords tokens is hilarious, yeah. All the keywords. Currently, we have Shroud, Death Touch, First Strike, Flying, Haste, Hexproof, Indestructible, and Trample. That is 8 keywords. Not bad. Not bad in a day's work. Get rid of the forest. Oh, I guess we gotta get rid of 2 lands. All right, this is kind of this turn cycle is going to be sort of the determining factor here because either the Omnath deck's going to go so wild that the game's going to be over, or the mono black deck's probably going to make us all sacrifice, and that'd be that. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune's not a good start. I actually liked our hand after the Indominus play too. Actually, a lot of gas right there. The question is, can we keep anything in play? It does, in fact, already have hexproof and haste. I just wanted to be really sure. Did I convince the lady friend to play Magic yet? No. Not at all. I'm in a place right now where, like, you know, outside of I spent so long doing so much Magic stuff that when I'm outside of Magic, I actually don't talk about Magic all that much. Like, it doesn't consume that much of my thoughts anymore, which is good because, you know, when you're doing it like 40, 50 hours a week for several years. Oh, yeah, I'm all right. Now I'm gonna scoop. X spells you make hit. Yeah, okay. I don't need to see any of this. Now I'm ready to scoop. Okay, let's try another one. What we are gonna do is try to get this thing down to a bracket 2, so that way I don't have to deal with knuckleheads like that. Brackets EDH. Particularly, it's the Game Changers list. I think Rhystic Study is one of them. Black is Demonic Tutor, Imperial Seal, Tergrid, Ad Nauseum. Green is like nothing. Blue is Rift, Expropriate, Force, Fierce Guardianship. All right, just going to make a few tweaks, get this thing down to bracket 2. No Rift, no Study. Check on the tutors real quick. I don't think I have any of the broken ones. Someone suggest me some card draw that's good for this deck, because we just got rid of Rhystic Study, like the best card draw thing in the game. So, got Harmonize, got Rishkars. Wizards does love green way too much. What up, Kryptonite? Yeah, Crater Hoof should definitely be on the Game Changers list there. Okay, let's get a little card draw. What's Soul's Majesty? Ooh, what's this thing do? Can return creatures, huh? That is kind of exciting. Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna throw this in for funsies. Although we did get rid of removal, so maybe we want to deal with that. That does look like a fun. You know, I'm gonna bring this in. I'm gonna get rid of something else. Bring in an Etherize. Stargaze. Look at twice X cards from the top of your library. Put X cards from among them into your hand. The rest into your graveyard. You loot. Yeah, it seems interesting. We'll give it a shot. Raw card draw and removal will be Season of Gathering and Season of Weaving. Okay, Season of... Weaving. Draw a card, so we can do that, what, 2 times? And then Season of... What was the other one? Gathering. Little removal. Okay. Yeah, seems reasonable. All right, what are we cutting? What are we cutting? Oh, God, we're like 4 over now. I haven't played this deck enough to know what I should cut. Maybe some 2-drops. Kicker Lifelink Menace is cool. I mean, I should get rid of these big dumb things. Flying Vigilance Trample is cool. I'll give you that. All right, we'll get rid of the Liliana because I don't see the Liliana making the cut right now. Pier gets Toothy. Where is Toothy? That's a great question. I don't remember my logic there when I built this. It was about a year ago. It was about 11 months ago when I first played this. Whenever you draw a card, put a counter on... Okay, yep. Yep. Toothy in. What is coming out? There's not a lot of double strike, so I don't want to get rid of the double strike. I mean, in some ways... I'm going to get rid of Swiftfoot Boots, which, I mean, they're a very good card, and I should probably get rid of something else, but it does seem like there are... I'd have to count, but it does seem like there's a fair bit of Shroud Hexproof and Haste in the deck already, so... Radicator, Valkyrie, Flying Lifelink is cool. This one might actually be... You can mutate onto the thing. It's not the worst thing ever. It's more keywords, and it gives you the ability to kill stuff. $102. What's this thing do? More removal. I'm going to get rid of this big thing. Because in theory, we should be discarding the big thing, and that's exciting. What do we need? We need 3 cards. Okay, so just find one thing. in each pile. I'll get rid of Lazotep Plating. It's extremely good. It's a very good protection spell, but I gotta cut something here. Strike Death Touch, Flying Death Touch, Hexproof. What does this one do? Flying Death Touch, Hexproof. Yeah, Hexproof's good. I don't really want to cut the Hexproof. Toski's indestructible. Size is important. Flying Death Touch, Haste. I actually wonder about that one. That's 3 keywords, though. Flying First Strike, Haste. Ugh. Alright, get rid of the big thing. Makes me sad. And I'll get rid of this thing. Looks cool, but I gotta get rid of something. Okay. Try this again. Bracket 2. Oh, I missed the... What was the game that was already... CEDH. Yep, that's not for us. That is not for us. All right. See what's going on in chat here. And this poll. Sabsunin. Let's see. Reach, Trample, Indestructible. Yeah, those are pretty good keywords. I'll put this in. It's not going to be in for this game, but I'll figure out what to cut after. She got a lot of keywords for Rex, but also can still draw cards. Soul Diviner is interesting. I don't remember that one. Painful Truths would not be a bad card. Remove a counter from an artifact, creature, or land. Ooh, yeah, that is interesting. Although, because you don't really want to be removing the keywords from Rex. Like, unless you have Winding Constrictor or something where you get duplicates, it's interesting. Especially in these colors, we can draw better than that, right? Have you tried Brass Knuckles in equipment decks in place of Friar Shrieker? I don't think I have. Whenever you cast this spell, copy it. Equip creature as double strike as long as 2 or more equipment are attached to it. Yeah, that could be solid. It's a little... Well, what is it? It's 4 and 1? Yeah, I guess it's still 5. Okay, so the overall cost is the same. You get 2 of them. That's cool. Yeah, it doesn't look bad. This isn't a heavy equipment deck, though, so I may not... I probably wouldn't put it in this one specifically, but for regular, like, Boros equipment, very playable. Very, very playable. Oh, is Ancient Tomb still in my deck? Yep. See where this is at. Well, pull out this Ancient Tomb. Add. Someone give me a cool land add. Forest. Library of the Lang is for the... Why is Library of the... Library of the Lang is so that we can discard to the top of our deck if we want to. And that is better than you think it is, especially for 1 mana. Lake of the Dead. I don't think there's enough swamps in here for that. I love Lake of the Dead, though. I traded one, like, oh, God, like, I don't know, 12 or 13 years ago when they were still pretty cheap. And I am very sad about that to this day, because Lake of the Dead is an extremely cool card. In the sense of, like, I just like the vibe of it, the vibe and the washed out art and all that sort of stuff. I don't know. That's one of those really cool old cards, and I think they're super, super expensive now. And, love Lake of the Dead. Probably, like, in my top 10 favorite arts for Magic as well. Yeah, mulligan that. No lands. 1, 2, 3 land with Harmonize. Glissa. We got that new Stargaze card. Okay, yeah. Try this. Read this again. Look at twice X cards. Put X cards from among them into your hand and the rest into the graveyard. Okay. So if we went just like X2, we would look at 4 cards, 2 in the hand, 2 in the graveyard. Not bad. Pashalik Mons is a deck that can be pretty scary. I've had some not great go-arounds with Pashalik Mons. Helga Skittish Seer I have not seen. Bant 1/3. Whenever you cast a creature spell with mana value 4 or greater, draw a card. So big creatures, draw a card, gain a life, and put a counter on it. Add X mana, where X is its power. Spend this mana only to cast creatures with mana 4 or greater, or X. So Bant ramp, basically. And then a Chulane, of course. Fantastic. Keep Chulane out of play. Unfortunately, we're just not a removal-heavy deck. Yeah, I do like updating old decks when I get the time. You know, when I was in the grind of, like, trying to cover all the new decks for so long that, like, going back to old stuff just, like, was not possible. So, you know, it's nice to be able to do that now a little bit. Good question. Is Chulane on the... Chulane is not on the Game Changers list. Seems like it should be. There's the Pier. Play Polluted Delta. Crack a thing. Do have a double black, so we'll want to get something with some black. Ideally, probably black-green, because we also have double green. So, Overgrown Tomb. No life. Kinnan is on the Game Changers list. Kinnan's interesting. I don't know that I've seen Kinnan outside of CEDH, honestly. Maybe once or twice, but I don't know. If it's not in the command zone, it doesn't bother me that much. Like, as a commander, it's obviously very strong, but if it's just in the 99 of a deck... You said you wanted a cool land. I always tell myself I'll be careful with it and use it sparingly. You never do? Yeah, right. That is the cost of Lake of the Dead. Generally speaking, where I've seen it, and it's not a lot, but the few times I have seen it are in decks that are trying to combo off as fast as possible, and, you know, there is no tomorrow, so sacrificing your lands for extra mana is a reasonable play. Helga deck is similar to Chulane, but can actually kill you pretty quickly. Yeah, I'm getting that vibe as well. You know, as I've been saying for years now, basically every instance of cast a creature, draw a card is incredibly broken, and is one of the problems with the format, I guess. Anything on 2? Probably just discarding this guy. If it was kicked, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Could be cool, but yeah, nothing doing on 2. Yuriko shows up outside of CEDH and is obnoxious every time. Yeah, Yuriko, in my opinion, is probably the most aggressive commander in the format. I guess you have Najila and Winota. Those 3. those are the three most aggressive commanders that exist, right? Like, Yuriko is no love, right? Because it's just like, it's mass life loss, and, life loss in general is like hard to stop. It happens very quickly. Like, I don't know that I've seen a game with Yuriko ever go more than 5 or 6 turns. Like, they literally all end on like turn 5 or 6. Did someone donate for you to be anti-Boros today? No, but I had a conversation with someone via text the other day, and they're like, maybe you should change it up just a little. I'm like, fine. I won't play all Aurelia all the time, because playing Aurelia the other night, I'm like, ooh, I have more Aurelia ideas that I want to test. And, at some point, I should change things up a little. Also, so one of my friends, I had some friends over maybe 6 months ago, and we played some paper at the house, and he's like, why are all of your paper decks Boros? And I'm like, I don't know. That's a thing. And so I've been given thought to maybe building this one in paper, though I haven't really spent money on cards in quite a while. But if I were going to build some paper decks, it'd probably be a lot of the Jurassic Park ones. This one gets me very excited. Sylvan Library is a sight for sore eyes. Play the Verdant Catacombs. Yeah, we'll go Sylvan Library. I think is going to be better than Pier, I think, in this moment. Because we also don't have our next land drop lined up. Crap. Into the Mystic Remora. Is Remora on the list? Also, somehow, no. I get it. This one's temporary. Usually it draws 3 or 4 cards and then kind of goes away at most. But definitely not as bad as Rhystic Study just because of the upkeep. Opponent cracks Myriad Landscape. Yep. Jealous of that. Remora is on the list. Did I not see it? Did they change the list? Is this list still accurate? I'm looking at it. I'm not seeing it. I'm okay with that one not being on the list. Like, it's good. It's definitely a very good card, but because it's limited in time, for a normal EDH game, I don't usually find it to be a problem. Like, again, it usually only sticks around for a couple turns, and sure, it'll draw you a little bit during that time, but it usually goes away. Do you think Light Paws is soft banned in bracket 2 because it tutors a lot, or does it count as a tutor? Honestly, I'm not the right guy to ask. I don't know, right? Like, I get what they're trying to do with the brackets, but there are still some gaping holes in the plan here. I haven't watched Gavin's longer video where he kind of goes through the explanations of, like, everything, but, like, I don't know. I saw a video the other day, and this is unusual because I don't actually watch that much Magic content of late, but I saw a video that caught my eye, and the guy was talking about some shop hosted a bracket 3 tournament, and someone was asking, like, was it against tournament etiquette? I forget what they were playing. I mean, does it matter, right? But, like, it's a tournament, so they built the spikiest possible bracket 3 deck, and I'm like, I think that defeats the whole purpose of bracket 3, right? Like, my opinion, bracket 3, you should still be holding back a little bit, right? Like, you should be holding back probably about 20-25% of, like, max power, right? Nev Disc, well, that's going to change how we do things. We don't have any indestructible yet, so that's a whole thing. Yeah, so, and my introduction to EDH was playing EDH tournaments because I was like a spiky standard player at the time, draft. And, that was, I built my first, I'll tell the story, I guess. So, on Sundays, they decided they were going to start doing tournaments. I'm just going to pay a bunch of life here. They were going to start doing EDH tournaments on Sunday at my shop. And do we have a forest? We do. Okay. And the day before on Saturday, I went in and spent like an hour or two going through the $1 Black Rares box and, fished out more than the cards that I needed for a deck, but I fished out a lot of things that just kind of looked interesting. And, then I put together my first Shieldred deck because I'm like, yeah, Shieldred is everything I want to be doing, reanimating stuff and blowing things up. And Soul Ring. I'm thinking about what to do to this turn. Pier is probably the right call this turn. Yeah, I mean, Harmonize, we're just going to have to discard a bunch, so I don't know that that's what we want. Go find Toothy. Bracket 3 CEDH. Yeah, exactly right. I think it was a Niv Mizzix deck. I don't know. I didn't read the post. It was based off a Reddit post. But, I mean, does it matter, right? Like, you can do some really, really nasty things in Bracket 3. Get Toothy. But yeah, so then Sunday I showed up with my Shieldred deck. I went 2-3, spent $100 to win like $10 in store credit. I think I finished like third or something in the tournament. And a lot of it came down to I made one bad play against an Omnath deck. I played I had two choices and I played things in the wrong order. And I would have been better going the other way. And they got the better of me. But yeah, so I spent $100 to win $10 in store credit in my first Commander tournament. And, that said, I did get a really cool mono black deck out of the deal that I still have put together today. Right now, it's currently, I think it's still Josu Vess as the commander, but a lot of the core of that deck hasn't changed that much over time. Oh, right. Yeah, we could have played the Toski into the... Well, the thing that I'm thinking about is Toski gives Indominus indestructible, and then we don't care about their Nev Disc. I kind of forgot about their Nev Disc while I was taking the turn because I was talking too much, but we did lay down a bit of value that I would be very sad if it gets blown up. On the other hand, if opponent knows what's good for them, and they probably don't because this is an open game of Magic Online, but if they did, they would wait for the right moment against the Pashalik Mons deck, because that's a deck that, like, it just snowballs. It snowballs in a weird way that, depending on how they built it, but, like, I've seen this deck snowball, especially with, like, the Goblin Rituals. And, like, once stuff starts happening, having some sort of, like, instant speed blow everything up is a very helpful tool to keep around, so... Anyway, years later after that, because that tournament was in like early 2012, I want to say. I was at, so this is probably 5 years later. It was like 2017. I was in Vegas for what'd you call it? Magic Fest, whatever they call them now, Command Fest. And I was talking to what's his name from the Spike Feeders, Jim. And he was talking about it like, yeah, the second you incentivize anything at a tournament, right, like, all bets are off. And I'm like, oh, yeah, right? Like, Commander tournaments sort of go against the spirit of what Commander initially was. Like, by today's day and age, Commander is fairly spiky, so maybe not so much for the youth. But, like, if you were playing Commander 10 years ago, the tournaments sort of defeat the purpose because, yes, you can do some really broken things in Commander, but Commander was supposed to be the place where you're supposed to do, like, cool, interesting, fun things and, bash people over the head with Elder Dragons and stuff. So, yeah, it's that continued identity crisis of what is this format supposed to be. You would consider your Zerfolk deck a bracket 1 since it's terrible. If Zerd tutor all the time, yeah. Yeah, that was a weird deck. We looked at that one on the channel a little bit, and it can be really cool, but a lot of things need to go the right way. And I don't know, my recollection of that deck is there are some decks where you just draw the wrong half of the deck all the time. Um, it's one of those things I never actually figured out how to solve for like some decks where you're just like, yeah, like the cards are in here that I want, but I just don't get them when I need them, and there's like a lot of timing involved, and I recall some of those issues with that deck. Sylvan Library. Go a little, hopefully a little less aggressive with the life loss this time. Portal to Phyrexia can go back on top. That's 9 mana. We don't need that right now. Boots I do like. Keep the boots, I guess. We have any lifelink in our hand? Yeah, this one's got lifelink. Okay, that's something. That is something. I do believe we are on the Indominus Rex turn. Yeah, I think we're on the Indominus Rex turn. This deck is designed to do one thing. Play Indominus Rex. Actually, before we do that, how does this thing work? I can pay 4 to make 6 mana. Do we have enough to do that? I mean, it all has to be creature mana. Yeah, I don't think it matters. Does it matter? I guess it's 5 to make 6 mana. Yeah, I'm not worried, but I don't think we're cast. It could matter. It could matter. No, because it messes up our color on Indominus Rex. Okay, we'll go without that. Green, blue, black. Crap. Oh my god, we're never going to get this thing cast. Crack this thing. Opponent almost pulled the trigger. They're looking for it. Yep, get a Bayou. Now cast our commander. Discard. Actually, we don't need to discard that one. Discard these things. As it enters, draw a card for each counter put on it. So we should get 1 extra off the pier. Opponent is going to blow everything up right now. I don't think that they have realized that we have Indestructible! Yay! Oh my god, where's that Library of the Lang? Please show me Library of the Lang. Well, we did not find the Nomax hands size card. I do remember that is why we put those in. Well, I guess we're going to be discarding more stuff. Let's get a Strip Mine just in case something nasty shows up. Play the boots. I mean, Tulane's the target, right? Is there any way that it like can't be the target? Bant opponent scoops. Yep. Love that. Cuts down the distance that we have to travel. Into the Tulane. We're going to be doing a lot of discarding here. Mog Salvage. Good God, what? Destroy target artifact. Okie dokie. Yeah, start discarding stuff. That one enters tapped. Get rid of the fetch. Probably only going to keep like 1 land. A lot of green in our hand, so I'll try to keep it green. That one's not the most exciting. Stone of Chieftain is very good. Oh, we do need to get rid of that one. Well, I accidentally got rid of all the lands, but we do have a Cultivate. Did not play the Ancient Tomb. I'm following the rules. I don't know. Ancient Tomb doesn't seem like a game changer to me. It's good. It's not that good. It's not Soul Ring, right? Like, it's not Soul Ring. It's not Mana Crypt. You play a turn 1 Ancient Tomb, you're going to be at like 20 life by like turn 4 or 5 on your own accord, let alone if someone else is attacking you. What does it do? Make a 1/1. Okay. Seems good. Oh, yeah. It's good with Skull Clamp and Goblin stuff. See how bad this Tulane nonsense gets. What is this? Land-centric thing. Making a tree folk, huh? What keywords do we actually have? We have Death Touch, First Strike, Menace, Flying, Indestructible, and Lifelink. Not bad. Not bad. Rainstorm. Double Strike would be nice. Tomb lets you pop off turn 2. Like, Tomb into Signet is decent. And it can get you a decent start. Like, yeah, you'll be ahead. Ooh, Living Death. Yeah, you'll be ahead, right? Like, you will be ahead, but there is a cost. Your life total is dwindling, and it's not... It's basically 1 extra mana a turn, where Soul Ring is 2 extra mana because it's not a land, right? So you can deal with the advantage that they get off of Ancient Tomb. Like, you do need interaction to do it, but it's not insurmountable like many other things are. Yeah, let's play the Cultivate. Get that going. Probably should use the Strip Mine. Whoops. We have Black Mana's covered. Let's get some islands. Oh, it has reach. What do we have? We have Death Touch and First Strike should take care of that. We have Trample. No Trample. Sadness. Can we give it Trample? What do these do? Doesn't look like we can at the moment. You know, the Tree Folk one is at least a minus, so that can't go on forever. "12 Commander. Pass like that. We've got an Obscuring Haze. Nasty card. You can definitely get people with this. I'm a combat guy, so I'm always afraid of one of these showing up somewhere in an untimely manner. If you find a way to combo Prismatic Piper with Born of the Gods cards, kudos to you. What? Did I miss something? All right, going back here a little bit in the text. Oops. Bracket 1 games are probably awful. 4 troll decks in one game? Yeah, probably. I mean, if that's what you're like, you know, I'm not saying I want to do that every time, but once in a while, right? If you just want to get weird and silly, sure. Like, there's a banding deck that I really want to build, and Bracket 1 would be the place for that. Opponent's going to Skull Clamp everything in sight. Yep. I think we can just F6 all that. It pays to wait since so few decks run Croson Grip. Yeah, Croson Grip is it's gone out of style, but man, split second, so good. For me, that hard choice is like Barrier Breach is in our deck currently, and Barrier Breach is a particularly nasty card. It's very narrow, but it's very powerful in what it does. Exile up to 3 enchantments, and so enchantments are the thing that are generally going to warp the game more than artifacts. So getting rid of the big enchantments is usually a pretty big deal. Does this thing also have reach? So all the reach showing up. We could definitely use some trample, some double strike. And that's another thing too, is that like once you get your commander into play, it's actually kind of tough to get more keywords onto it. Self-milling helps with the half the deck problem. Yeah, I never thought about that. It depends on what the deck is doing. Like I remember Adelies, someone sent me a long time ago, and that was a deck where it's like you have half wizards and half spells, and they could just never sync them up to get them both going at the same time. Down to 21. Feels like our life should be higher than that. Where did our life total go? Does anyone know? Windswept Teeth, play a Windswept Teeth, crack a Windswept Teeth. This might be a good turn to Stargaze and see if we can find some answers. Tropical Island. Maybe like X is 3. Seems reasonable. Start praying. Baleful Strix is a blocker. The Scavenger guy is also a blocker. Ooh, I like all these cards. Ether Eye. Ooh. Which ones are we choosing? Choose X cards to put in your hand. We get to keep 3. I like Baleful. We giving up on the ramp? Yeah, well, the ramp we can get back with a Living Death. Things go wrong. Let's keep the ones that keep us alive. We already played a land. We're at 9 cards. We're going to have to discard more. Not thrilled about that. Maybe I didn't include Toothy because Toothy is kind of awkward, to be honest with you. We have first strike, right? We do have first strike and indestructible. Okay. Well, there's the Nomax hand size guy that we needed a while ago. Let's try to get rid of this Planeswalker. As much as I want to put them on 18. If we don't, they just make another Tree Folk, and that's annoying. Even if you did a commander tournament with no prize, I think people would still like go out, maybe not go all out, but they still go pretty hard just for bragging rights, right? One thing that I postulated a long time ago was like trying to make some sort of point system that rewards like interesting stuff. But as I started thinking about it more, oh god, what are we discarding? Toothy doesn't seem great anymore. I mean, this guy's a blocker. But yeah, we're not going to have a lot of sacrificing. We'll get rid of that. But so like, I started thinking about like these like sort of alternate things. Well, it's like, what if you had like maybe 10 or so like alternate point scoring conditions, like make 20 tokens in a game, or like do Voltron, like kill someone with commander damage, or do 40 commander damage in a game or something like that, right? and kind of setting these like alternate uh, marks to hit instead of like at the time it was like play Zer combo as fast as possible, and you know that changes over time into play X commander combo as fast as possible. So you could incentivize like these other things, but it's like a fairly hard thing to track, and then people would just build toward that, right? If it's if it's build 20 tokens, then it's just going to be like Avenger of Zendikar decks and stuff like that. Yeah, we'll take the 1/1. We do have lifelink, right? We did get rid of that Planeswalker, which is nice. We do have lifelink. LGS has been doing Boxing League in April. You can build the best commander decks possible out of whatever standard set you open. No collector's packs and no packs of Modern Horizon type cards. Interesting. If you don't open a legendary creature, you get double Prismatic Piper. Nice. Sultai at its finest, yep. There's a combo deck around Prismatic Piper. I think it lacks colored pips in mana cost, but it declared to color identity enables something. Okay. Okay. I am not aware of the Prismatic Piper combos. Oh, right. We used Sylvan Library a lot this game. That's where our life total went. So Sylvan Library, very similar to Ancient Tomb, right? One gives you mana, one gives you cards, but do we really not have protection on this thing? Man, I guess we don't. Ah, crap, our thing went down. Well, what we can do, we should probably just Obscuring Haze, because this would be like most of our life. Yeah. So we're going to Obscuring Haze that. Just so they can't kill us. Next turn, think about like the Living Death. Use the ability. Get a swamp. Back to the command zone. The worst thing to me about the idea of CDH tournaments is that the collusion has got to be a thing. I don't know. I haven't played enough CEDH of late to, be ear to the ground to know all the goings-ons, but I'm sick of CDH table taking 20 minutes at multiple points and games going to a draw. Yeah. I don't know why this is one of those cool old cards that I like for some reason. Have I played it anywhere? No, not really, but I don't know. Regenerate's interesting. Let's check the graveyards real quick to see how bad a Living Death would be. One Tree Folk. Not bad over there. And what, 2 goblins? 1 goblin? Oh yeah, easy Living Death call. Then. Sylvos is a satisfying card. I agree. I also miss all the like Super Trample cards. Was it Rocks and all those type of things? Super Trample is a fun ability. Oh, is there a study in there? Yeah, they made a boo-boo too. I mean, probably also a boo-boo in that they're playing Tulane, but they haven't really abused Tulane this game, though that may end very soon if we don't do something here. What's this thing do? Enters, draw a card. You have no max hand size at the beginning of combat on your turn. If you've drawn more than 1 card this turn, put X counters on target creature. Oh yeah, this card's insane for this deck. Deadly Rollick is also more goodness that I think is going to be a good thing for us. Yeah, let's cast this Living Death. Many things happen. Just looked it up. The Prismatic Piper combo is a 6-card combo partnered with Jessica Thrice Reborn. Hold on. Around having enough Soul Sisters, and of all things, Ezaru Channeler. What? Good God. No Modern Horizons cards or Commander cards outside of Piper, so we should be good. You can get it down to 5 cards if your sack outlet is Food Chain. Good God. Y'all see the new blue land? Wish it had been red or green. No, I haven't seen it. What's it do? Also way better than anything else in the cycle. This is why we don't need Library of Lang. I disagree. If we had Library of Lang, there would have been like 20 cards in our hand at one point. You would have so much stuff. Oh, Great Orb Guardian? Not this thing. There's some tricks with that thing. I forget what they are. I've had bad memories. Sadly, we didn't leave any black mana up. I don't really... Yeah, we could have left the black mana up somewhere. Wow, is all of our stuff just gonna get pinged down here? Excellent. Pashalik Mons, man. Pashalik Mons. So a lot of our stuff going down. That's the partner ability. That's the partner ability. We draw a card. Damnation. Well, things get scary again. We play Damnation. I'm going to leave up that Ether Eyes. Opponents have enough mana where things could happen. Like, I do want to play this, but this doesn't, like, specifically change what we're doing all that much. Currently, we only have 2 creatures to discard into the thing. Bashalik Mons is back. Do we have Lifelink? We do have Lifelink. Lifelink is going to be a key for us. Yep, Skullclamp, more stuff. Oh, hey, we can return an artifact. That's cool. Think I'll get back my Soul Ring. Glissa. Poised to do some work for us against the Sacrifice deck. Going after our life total. Skull Clamps this one. Glissa, what else? We got Greaves in there? Let's get back to Lightning Greaves. Love that too. Down to 16. Opponent's out of action, thankfully. So next turn should look something like, let's see, this guy's going to be 7. How much mana do we have? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, which would be exactly enough to go Soul Ring, Greaves, Harmonize, cast Commander. Leave up Deadly Rollick. Ooh, this thing. This thing. Ideally, we probably try to want to get this in. What does this one do? We're making an XX. Okay. Teferi. Make a 2/2. What do we have? We have Trample. Trample's going to be good. Trample, Death Touch, Flying is a good set of keywords. Here's a thought. We need the land. I was thinking, like, we can sacrifice this Tribe Elder at some point to make this an attacker blocker, but I think we just need this land. We have a lot of cool things to do. We just need mana to do it. Ooh, we can force opponents to sacrifice. That's interesting. Oh, what does this guy do? Each other creature you control enters with a number of additional +1/+1 counters on it equal to Master Biomancer's power. Size is cool. Definitely don't have, like, the mana for that. We can get a little extra on the Garen Brig. That's something. Strip Mine, get the Soul Ring. I mean, are we just doing 2? Yeah, maybe we don't need the Harmonize. Oh, we can go with this guy first. Yeah, we'll do this guy first, and we'll skip the Harmonize. Enter, draw a card. Farseek. Cast our commander. Oh, I should use the Garen Brig for this. Now's a good time to use the Garen Brig. Cast Indominus. We need black and blue. Seems like... Yeah, just the 2, I think, this time. That's a Black Blade Reforged. Oh, we almost certainly don't have the mana for that. Yeah, not this turn. Definitely not this turn. Seems like a good time for the Lightning Greaves, so that maybe our things get shot less. What's on here? Yeah, no protection on our commander. No haste either. So yeah, these will both be good. We do have Death Touch, Flying, Haste, Indestructible, Lifelink, Trample. Oh god, that seems like a lot of counters. That does have reach. Go to combat. Oh, crap. I was supposed to make our thing bigger. Well, that being the case, go away. Oh, no. Oh, no. Make this guy bigger because it's also got lifelink and flying. That boast ability may not have been terrible either. Ooh, 10-9. Like that. Well, that means this one can't attack or block. That's like 16. It's not lethal, but it's close. This thing's an amazing blocker. Yeah, we'll leave that back. Am I missing something? Oh, the game's acting weird now. Why can't I attack? It's not letting me attack. I don't know what's wrong. Illegal attack. Anyone see what's not working? Oh, Toski has to attack. I see it now. Okay. We draw 3 with Toski. Opponent's down to 8. We're up to 32. I feel a lot better at 32. Enray's Forerunners is the type of card that could help us close this thing out. We should have no max hand size here. Excellent. Yeah, no max hand size is key for this deck. You can draw many, many cards with it. God, this thing is so good for this deck. I can't overstate how good this card is for this deck. Grenzo. Yep. Skull Clamp. Glissa, we get more artifacts. I think we're out. Oh, no, Baleful Strix. Baleful Strix coming back. Love that. My partner just finished making a Calax Sign of the Hollister deck as his first forays into Rakdos. Big mana Rakdos cards with access to an extra combat can win games fairly consistently. Yeah. Tulane Scoops. Okay. And other opponent scoops. Hey, we got there. Things went pretty good. Things went pretty good. All right. I'm going to make another little poll because I figured out where the poll button is. So now I'm just going to overload you guys with polls. Do you want another game of Indominus Rex? Or do you want my Calax genetically modified deck? The poll has commenced. We do need to, I think we took a land out that we probably need to fix in this deck. The land's getting a little low. Probably have like less 4-drops. Yeah, I think I went without Toothy because he's kind of awkward. Like, if you curve into it perfectly, but it's also like you probably just want to be ramping during that time. Like, I get that it's free value, but this deck is doing something so specific that I think that's why I cut him. Let me put a War Room in. Myriad Landscape might not be terrible either. Yeah, because Myriad would bring you, yeah, if you're on 3. Because getting your commander is just the most important thing. Uh-oh, we got some votes for Calax. We got some votes for Calax. That's another deck that I also want to build in paper. Let me just fix this thing real quick, and then we'll... Had the Myriad Landscape. Okay, we're at 33. It's a little low, but there's a lot of like 2-mana action in the deck. If we could get one more land, that makes 34. I don't know about this thing. Like, thematically, it works because it blows up a bunch of stuff and it reanimates. But like, I mean, there's probably like one turn in this game. We don't ramp in a way to like really take advantage of this thing, I think. So let's get rid of that. Like, it is cool, but we're not a super, super heavy ramp deck. I'll add in Nissa's Pilgrimage. I know it's a multicolor deck, but even still. I like my Cultivate effects a lot. All right, check this poll. Well, we got 4 votes for Calax and no more for Indominus Rex, so I think we're playing some Calax. I think it's been decided. We'll end that poll. Oh, hey, we got a super chat. What's up, Ante? Good shirt. When's the next Dinosaur Week? Well, I do believe there's supposed to be another Jurassic Park movie coming out this year. I think that's like July, maybe. So that seems like it may be a good time for something like that. So, yeah, that'd probably be the most likely answer for when something like that might occur. I mean, once this deck seems like once you cast Indo, you don't need that many more lands to end the game. Yeah, once Indo's in play, it's just kind of a matter of like making him bigger and keeping him alive. So you don't need like tons and tons of lands after that. So, yeah, I feel good about the changes that we made there. I don't think Calax is on this account right now, so we have to go find my Calax deck. Do any of you guys still use Tapped Out? Because I still use Tapped Out. Genetically modified Calax. This is also another one that I really want to build in paper just because it's like very silly. Very, very silly. Have there been any good +1/+1 counter cards of late? Because that's kind of what this deck is all about. That one thing we just saw, the prophetic, what is it? Is a good +1 counter card. What was that card we just saw? Forgot the name already. I should drink some water. Where's Indominus? Oh, there he is. Profits. Where is Calax? I lost it. I can't see it. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Okay. Profit. Modified, baby. Kami of Whispered Hopes. Does that make sense for this deck? Let me think about that. What? I was just looking right at it. Oh, it's right there. Okay. Let's get this thing in here. Biophagus? Let's see what that's all about. Add 1 mana of any color. If this mana is spent to cast a creature spell, that creature enters with an additional +1/+1 counter. Yeah, it's not bad for what we're doing. The issue is there's only 6 other creatures in the deck. That might be a reason I just stay with like a more Farseek type of card. Predatory Hunger. Is that in here already? Enchant creature. Whenever opponent casts a spell... Oh, that seems ridiculous. Oh, we need that in the other deck. Good God, why aren't we playing this more? This thing looks ridiculous. Thank you for that suggestion. That's insane. Okay, yeah, let's get this thing in. Figure out what we're cutting. What does this one do? Copy an instant or sorcery, X damage. Okay, that's just there to be an instant and do stuff. A little bit of removal. Oh, what the flip lands or the dual-faced, what do you call them? Modal dual-faced cards do we need for this deck? There's a cycle that I kind of missed. We got that one. No problem. It's helped my Halar kicker deck remove face as well. Yeah. Dude, Halar... That was like one of those really unexpected cards that just I'm like, oh, this deck seems kind of cute. Oh, wait, this deck just annihilates the table. I don't know that I've ever seen a Halar deck lose a game, to be honest with you. And I played it a few times myself and have run into it periodically. What are we getting rid of? Age-old question. What's this one do? Search library for a basic land. Oh, so it's an instant land. Okay, instant lands are cool. Then we can do some damage off of it. Arcane Bombardment is ridiculous. Do we need Comet Storm? I don't know how to search the modal dual face lands. I don't know. I'm not sure that there's a great way to do it. Yeah, nothing that I can see that like makes it easy. Kami of Whispered. I know Kami makes a lot of mana. We put on a permanent you control, put that many +1. The problem is there isn't... I don't know that there's great ways to make Kami's power get bigger. Because we kind of want to be pumping up Calax. Okay, what are we getting rid of? These are all pretty good cards. It's hard to choose here. Thrill of Possibility, maybe. You discard 1 and draw 4. That seems pretty good. Seems pretty good. That one is a land. Someone 36 lands. Probably not. There's a lot of ramp in this deck. Cut. What are we cutting? Land mana value greater than 1. Ooh, that's interesting. That might work. It worked. Nice job. Nice job. Way to figure that out. When it exiles target... we don't want... Black's not what we need. Blue. Change a target of instant or sorcery spell. Meh. Return target spell or non-land permanent to its owner's hand. That one's cool. Sorcery, target creature you control gets +2. It fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. Fighting is good. That's a thing we like in our deck. You do gain life. Draw X cards. That one could be good. But we'd have to, like, blow Calax. We could draw a lot of cards, but we'd have to blow Calax up to do it. I'm not sure that I'm thrilled about that. Like, there's a world in which it makes sense to do that. Draw 2 cards, then discard a card at random. Make some energy. Eh. Well, I mean, that's... Again, with Calax, that's draw 4. Yeah, that's probably pretty good. Here's another one. You have to rework our lands here in a second, though. Welcome to Jurassic Park. Each dinosaur in the graveyard is escape. Yeah, what a fun card. I got to build a deck around that. Okay, now we got to change stuff in here. Let us get rid of Scavenger Grounds. That is a Homeward Path. Is Ancient Tomb in here? No Ancient Tomb in this deck. Let me get rid of Past in Flames. We have the Mizzix Mastery. Kind of does the same thing. Get rid of Unexpected Windfall. Can definitely be good, but we got a lot of 4-drops here. Trying to get rid of those. We need to get rid of 3 cards. Flooded Strand. Breeding Pool, maybe? Yeah, Breeding Pool. 1 card to go, and then Calax time. I don't want to get rid of the Comet Storm because it's like a lot of utility and just being able to remove stuff. Defend the Celestius. Looks kind of odd with so few creatures. What's that one do? Already in here. Got you covered. One card to go. What's this one do? Return a thing. Extra combat is always good. Trample is good. More trample is good. What does Twinning Staff do? If you would copy a spell one or more times, instead copy it that many times an additional time. That also seems good. Might be too cute. That could certainly be it. I guess we're getting rid of Comet Storm. When we play Calax, we're not here to play Comet Storm. We're here to chew things up with a Stegosaurus. Okay. As far as I can tell, this is a Bracket 2 deck. So we will play some more Bracket 2 games. Bracket 2. Let's go. Ancient Animus added 2. Let's see what that one's all about. Yeah, it's been a little while since I played this one, so this one could probably use a little bit of updating. Though, I'll be honest, looking at it like this, I mean, it really doesn't look bad, but there's probably just some, like, new fun stuff that... Ancient Animus, already in there. Got you covered. I did do a good amount of research when I actually built this thing the first time. One of those special projects. What we do need to do is add Predatory Hunger into Indominus Rex. Because it looks insane there. And solves a big problem with that deck, which is we need to get bigger. We need to get bigger. That is a cool card. I am surprised I haven't seen that more. Because, like, even in a turn cycle, you can have some, like, I mean, in a Galta deck or something, right? Like, any green trampoly thing. And, like, green draws so much that you don't care about the fact that you might lose this, right? What do we take out of this deck? Master Biomancer might be too cute. I really, it's basically just 2 counters. Yeah, get rid of the Master Biomancer. Predatory Hunger seems like it can do the same job so much better. Are the brackets good for you all so far? I play almost strictly CEDH, so everything is the same. No. So, like, the first game we played was a bracket 3 game, and someone had 12 lands on turn 4. And then we voted and we scooped that game. So, yeah, it's just, like, bracket 3 in particular, like, bracket 1 and 2, I think make a lot of sense. Bracket 3 does not have enough guardrails on it to separate it from bracket 4. Because you can still do really, really nasty things in bracket 3. And that's sort of the main issue. And more work needs to be done there. It's a tough balancing act to have enough guardrails on it to force the stronger decks up, but without making it overly complicated. It's sort of like we have the same problem we've always had, just with a different name now. Yeah, bottom of 3 and top of 3 are, like, very different things, right? Because, like, the bottom of 3 is, like... Or, like, the top of 3, rather, can basically be decks that were, like, very, very strong in the, like, 2012 to 2015, 16 era. Stuff like that. Ooh, look at that. Like, you can have those, like, old strategies that used to be really powerful, and those are still very good. This hand's awkward. Opt gives us something to look at. This can be played as a land, which it very well might be. That can be played as a land. But we do need to find a green to not hate life completely. Should we mulligan this? With these things, it's technically 3 lands, but we have blue and red? We have blue and red covered. Green is going to be difficult, and it seems like we might... Well, if we draw green, then we're in good shape. Add in a couple of surveil lands. I don't even know where we're going to find the room to add those in, to be honest with you. When I was looking at the mana base, like there's very few basics in it already. Probably like not enough. We're going to have to do some work there. I think I can make this work. Hopefully we don't get punished. Perhaps we need more green. Nope, that's the wrong deck. There's 3 forests. Triome. Fetch. Rootbound Crag. That one could probably come out. Yeah, this mana base might need a little bit of work. Yeah, because, like, I mean, at its heart, it feels like bracket 3 should be, like, decent, but still holding back a little bit. I mean, that's how I interpret it. Yeah, that's a turn 1 Sarah Ascendant. Those are nasty. This guy's back. Braids. Bruna. There you go. There's one you don't see. We did not catch that thing like I was hoping. We have a few more chances to draw lands. I don't want to burn the opt just yet if I don't have to. Maybe we give it one more turn. Because that gets a lot better if Calax is in play. Which type of teamer deck are we? Is it with green cards land base is going to look a lot different than Gruul with blue cards or Simic? That's a good question. It's actually a very good question. I think the deck is like fairly heavily green. A lot of green in the deck. Some double blues. The double reds are further up the curve. So red is probably the least pips in the deck. The Iron Crag. Do we need an Iron Crag in this deck? Maybe. Oh, it loses all our abilities. I don't know if I like that. Wait, is that... it's a way to get +3/+3. Yeah, so like heavily green, decent amount of blue, kind of a Simic deck with splash red. It's kind of probably how I would define that. Nykthos is a pretty good land. Opponent's gonna attack over to the... Nope, changing their mind. Yeah, Braids is a safe bet. This Braid's not nearly as nasty as the other Braids, but still can value like crazy. Factor Fiction is a magic card. Play the Rogue's Passage. I'm going to burn the opt. We have more card draw now, so let's try to get to a forest. Oh, Farseek. Oh, Farseek. We got to put it to the bottom. We don't have the forest for it. Arcane Bombardment is not what we wanted right there. Not at all what we wanted. Got this thing. So 1 green and we can get another basic. Maybe I should have mulliganed this. Yeah, we'll get a commercial district in here. Start working this mana base a little bit. Probably need a few more fetches, to be honest with you. Nope. This thing, each player discards a card. Gross. Reassembling skeletons. This is going to be aristocracy kind of thing. No love for those. Come on, Forest. Let's swing over to the Bant player. Looks like they might be spreading around, so I feel like we might be next. Unless Braids start doing stuff, and they might change their mind. This is green mana, so we're going to play it as green mana. Love that. Yeah, we'll pay the life. And then... Ooh. Maybe we didn't have to pay the life. Next turn we can get Calax, and if we wait, we can get 2 lands with this thing, which is kind of enticing. Or do we just go... Do we just take the land now and not get greedy? Because there's more of these effects in the deck. We can make that decision during opponent's turns because these are all instants. What do you guys think? So should I just ramp to get this land, and then we can play one of these to get our... We'll be on land 5 next turn. And land 5 itself doesn't really matter, but then the turn after that we can start looking to do other stuff. Because, like, yeah, I mean, by that point we're probably going to want to, like, Factor Fiction. Plus, double check this thing. Yeah, it puts it onto the battlefield. Growing Rights is a magic card. Taking the land now and doubling the draw is better. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm leaning to. Just like whenever you have a chance to put more mana in, like you should. There's sort of there's like a compounding effect there a little bit. So yeah, we'll get the extra land. And because our card draw is pretty good, if we have to start discarding stuff, things could get weird, but read this thing again. It's been a long time since I played it. Cast your first instant or sorcery spell each turn. Exile an instant or sorcery card in your graveyard. Then copy each exile card with Arcane Bombardment. You may copy the... Yeah, that card's wild. Braids. Iron Crag. We will get that land now as we... do stuff. It's going to be a mountain. This one may not be as good as I had hoped, just because it's discard at random, and you know that can always be dicey. But at the end of the day, if Calax is in and untapped, or tapped rather, that's 3 mana to draw 4, discard 2. But the discard is random, so you know, roll the dice, and it's kind of in a land slot, so there's that too, I guess. But we have Gaia's Cradle at home, yeah. This is a very good card. Not nearly as busted as Gaia's Cradle. Like, the condition of having to flip it over does a couple things. 1, it's an enchantment for some period of time, so you have the ability to shoot it. 2, there is a condition in which, you know, you have to flip it, and it doesn't happen until the end step, so there is time to react. It is both, you can interact with it because it's more permanent types than just a land, and it gives you time to do so. Gaia's Cradle just comes down and starts making like 7 mana right away, so yeah. Great card. But, you know, like right now, it's not doing, you know, right now it's just kind of a look at the top 4 sort of situation for them until they can get some stuff going. Yeah, this Bruna deck just looks like Angels. Angels all the way. Having played Bruna a bunch in my Angel deck, Search for Glory, see what they're getting. Oh, the other one probably? Yeah, I mean, you got to get the other one. We're going to be seeing a Brazella? Might be seeing a Brazella here in a second. Oof. Hadn't counted on that. Is Brazella less than 3? That's a big chunk of our deck, to be honest with you. I guess Chandra's Ignition could deal with that. We need to get Calax pumped up first, though. Okay. Okay. There's also this thing. This thing could disrupt it. Yeah, that might be what we have to do. Illamoc also needs to be cast, which exposes it to counterspells as well. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, right. There's a lot more interaction points on Growing Rights than there is on Gaia's Cradle. Gaia's Cradle has like basically none and doesn't use the stack, right? We can play it as a tapped duel if we need it. Is this thing only ever tapped? That one's only ever tapped. Did we get the other half? No, we got a Giada. Okay, okay. Maybe they're just feeling like they need the mana. Yeah, it is mono white. The ramp can get dicey. Also, it pumps your stuff up, and that is a key for this deck. They're sending the big one at us. Not thrilled about it, but they're spreading it around, so what can you do? There's a Brawn. We'll try to figure out a way to get that into the graveyard. Cast Calax. Play this one tapped. Cradle uses the stack if you crop rotate for it, sure. Which often when you do, then you're down a land. Yeah, I mean, generally it's going to make up for itself. Unless you counter it on them, but... okay, so OG Duels, Shocklands, Hedge Maze, Commercial District, 6 forests, 5 islands, 4 mountains. Fill the rest. Sounds like a base to me. Okay, I'll check that out in a minute. Actually, now's probably a good time because we can F6. How do you feel about... Oh, that's that one. Yeah, we can pull this guy out, I think. Commercial Districts in. We got the Triome in there. The problem is the fetches. The fetches eat up a lot of deck slots, and you definitely want those. This Rootbound Crag can definitely come out. We can get a Surveil land for that. Is Commercial District the only... The Commercial District might be the only one. No, there should be 2 for this, right? Okay, here's the other one. Okay, we have 2 Surveil lands now. Oh my god, the Angel deck's at 57 life. Our deck not super well suited to do that. I guess we're a commander damage deck, so like that's a thing. If some wildness happens with like Arcane Bombardment and Chandra's Ignition, that's another thing, but generally speaking, we're not a high damage output kind of deck. Good news is the Angel deck is open, so we can just poke over there. Wait, it's still Mono Black's turn. Yep, okay. Still Mono Black's turn. I don't know that there's a ton of life gain in this deck, so if our life gets low, that could actually be very scary. Maybe we don't want to pick a fight with the Angel deck. No, we're not sacrificing. Vat of Rebirth. Another artifact or creature you control is put in the graveyard from the battlefield. What do? We put an oil counter on it. And then remove 4 target to reanimate a creature. Okay. Yeah, the Aristocrat's machine is firing. Unfortunately, they have things that aren't great. We're going to try to hold this Brawn in case this thing dies, and we have to discard. It seems like a smart play. Although if we factor fiction, that might put us over max hands. Oh, that's the old Angel of Jubilation. That's how you shut down the sacrifice deck. Opponent sending. They're sending the 5/5. Dude, go after the Braids deck. What are you doing? Thrill of Possibility. Okay. Well, Brawn may get discarded to that. Our only... we can tack into the Angel deck. Yeah, I mean, they would just take it because they're at 1,000,000 life, so... The target creature equal to the number of lands you control. Could be useful at some point. Yeah, swing into the Angel deck. They are at 60. Can't pay life or sacrifice creatures. Okay. How's this thing work? Cast your first instant spell each turn. If Calax is untapped, copy that. If Calax is tapped, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. Would like to get to our land drop. Yeah, let's get to our land drop. Discarding the Brawn. Start pumping up the Calax. There's a land drop. Force of Vigor, also useful. Reality Shift, also useful. We have blue for the Reality Shift. We have... I'll play the Yamavaya Hollow in case we need to regenerate for some reason. Okay, yeah. Things are shaping up. Things are shaping up, other than our bleeding life total, which looks horrible. Pass like that. Oh crap, we got a discard. What are we getting rid of? Archmage? Such good card draw, though. I guess Rootbound. Yeah. Because we should, in theory, run into more cards here at some point. Lifelink Crypt Rats is my jam. Yeah, I've done that a few times in like my old Shieldred deck. Crypt Rats and Shieldred's interesting because you can keep bringing them back. Lifelink Trample is so good. Yeah, Lifelink Trample is that is a classic way to end a commander game. Ooh, Kiora. Nice. This is in my tap creature tribal deck for a little bit. I don't know if it's in exactly right now, but it's nice in that deck. Comes in with 7 counters? How'd it come in with 7 counters? Oh, because they use the mana ability. Okay. There's an Archangel of Thune. I'm sure that's terrifying. Wouldn't be sad to see a board wipe. I guess the other thing is we could potentially Chandra's Ignition on our turn. Wipe the board out, which might not be a bad idea. Serra Ascendant's only like this when you play it on turn 1, which they did, right? And then it's, you know, someone starts the game at 20, you start the game at 60, is basically what happens. Definitely one of those cards. Yeah, like, it's strong and it's annoying, but, you know, if it comes down like turn 3, much less of a problem. You did a short a while back about a planeswalker that start with absurdly high loyalty, and Cura was on that list. I don't know if that doesn't sound like me. I don't remember doing that. I don't tend to talk about planeswalkers that much. You talking about Soul Ring or Ascendant there? Like 2 years ago? Yeah, I don't remember that. I know there are like I do talk. I have talked in the past about like some commanders that come in with too much loyalty. Like Lord Windgrace is one of them. Um, this one doesn't bother me because it doesn't have a plus on it, right? It only ever goes down. So the Bant deck is cranky. Are there any lifelink in this deck? We need like a Shadow Spear or something. Yeah, that might be a thing to think about. It's fun to go ham with the spells, but just like a Shadow Spear or a Luxodon Warhammer or something. Some way to get some life back. Sifter of Skulls. Yep. Oh, yeah. Bantu's Monument is also probably going to be on our list of things that we got to deal with very soon. Sarkin the Bad. Sarkin the Mad was on the list. Oh, what does Sarkin even do? There's a lot of Sarkins. I forget which one's which. Also, I didn't play that block, which didn't help. God, there's so many Sarkins. Jeez. The Mad. Oh yeah, makes a dragon, reveal, till a dragon. Okay, yep. The very dragon-centric one. Dark creature you control gets +1/+1. Menace. We lose in life. Yeah, so I mean, I'm almost definitely going to Chandra's Ignition on our turn. I'm very curious to see what the Angel deck does here. They've kind of gone after us a little more than I would have preferred. Okay, big attacks over to the Angel deck. Yeah, they're still just at a point. That's commander damage, but I don't know. Mono black getting there with commander damage take a very long time, particularly with that commander. But chewing down that life total a little bit. Now they're up to 7 commander. That's something. Braids trigger. Hopefully that's the incentive they need to like go full ham over to the Braids deck. Nope, not sacrificing. The one problem with Factor Fiction is that we would like probably need a no max hand size card, which we don't have in this moment. God, it's only turn 6. Yeah. I mean, I guess that's what happened when no removal happens. Just things can escalate so quickly. The Sarkin -4 can get someone. Jace Mirror Mage is a lot like Rakdos Sarkin except solid. Mirror Mage costs 3 mana and is blue, and of course it's better than the 6 mana Rakdos card. Yep. That's just how life goes. Where I been? Yeah, just Busy with work, busy with other things, doing a lot of music stuff. Uh, yeah, just Magic's kind of taking a back seat of late. We don't really have like the mana to do all the things I want to do. We also need another forest or a green card for the force. If we can find a green card to discard, we can do the free mode on Force of Vigor, which I would very much consider. All right, let's see what the Angel deck is thinking. They do have Nykthos. That's going to get them some extra mana this turn. Depending on what they lay down, we might just be able to blow a lot of things away in a Chandra's Ignition. Yep, there's 5 white mana off of that. Oh, Ketra's Monument. That's a setting up for later turns kind of play. That's the type of thing that'll help them rebuild Giada. Make a 1/1. That's the type of thing that'll help them rebuild after this Chandra's Ignition. Starnheim Aspirant, well, they've emptied their hand. So they're in a very exposed spot. They do have Arch and War Room, so they can refill a little bit, but take them a lot of mana to do it. What is funny is that the Bat player will be like nearly dead if we Chandras. See what the Angel player's thinking. Oh, they're trying to end the other one. Okay. Well, the Bant deck will be dead very soon. Then. They just scoop. Okay. Which means for us, we want to factor Fiction. Copy the Factor Fiction. Make Calax bigger. Ooh, he's only a 6/6. That's not big enough to kill the 7/7 yet. That's unfortunate. You go lands, no lands right there? You might. Primal Amulet does seem like a thing. Easily pile 1. Question is, how do we need to get one more size onto Calax so we don't die to this stupid thing. I mean, I guess we could reality shift. Maybe we need like a ritual in this deck or something, like a seething song. This could also do some stuff. Unblockable's a thing. Wilderness Reclamation is also... Wilderness Reclamation is probably the most powerful card in this hand. Aqueous Form, I guess, is also good. The thing is, we can like actually cast those, but doubling our mana seems very good. The question is, I mean, because like we basically have to Chandras. Maybe we can just like survive on spot removal for a turn. Where are those no max hand size cards at? Attack the black player and then ignite on the second main. Very possibly. Very possibly. Do we get a counter? When do we get counters? Whenever we copy stuff. Yeah, I mean, there's just like so much go wide stuff over here. Like it has to be the board wipe. Other problem is that even if we wipe the board, they go Bruna and then they get something back, but that does at least slow them down. Reassembling skeleton back. We'll want to Force of Vigor too, and definitely get rid of the Bantu's Monument. Green mana is good. Play the land. Okay, I think I've got it. So this only copies instance, right? Yeah, it only copies instance. We attack. We use the alternate cost on Force of Vigor on the Bantu's Monument. And maybe Oketra's. That thing seems nasty too. Which will get us the counter. Actually, it'll be copied, so I guess we can get rid of a ton of things. And then we can Chandra's Ignition. Okay, I think we have a plan. 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 mana. That's 5. We could leave up a 2-drop after that. Okay. Yep. Swing into the mono black deck like we talked about. We do have trample, which is good. That will force us to discard with the thing. That's fine, I guess. We trample over. Things die. Each opponent's going to discard. It's going to hurt the mono white deck. We have a ton of cards, so we should be fine. Get rid of the Wooded Foothills. That does a thing. Make the Eldrazi guy. Okay. Go to the main. Then we Force of Vigor for alternate cost. Definitely Bantu's, definitely Oketra's. Wait, can we not? Oh, if it's not your turn. Of course. Of course. So that just happened. So now the new plan might be Reality Shift. I mean, I guess we could just like Chandras and... Yeah, we just Chandras and hold up Reality Shift. I guess that's the play. Or maybe we want to get rid of the skeleton because it kind of shuts down a little bit what's going on. Didn't count on that. Probably could use one of those cheap instants, to be honest with you. Took all the big expensive stuff. Yeah, let's Reality Shift. Get the Sarah Ascendant. Pump Calax. Copy the Reality Shift. Let's get the skeleton. Skeleton down, Sarah Ascendant down. And Chandra's Ignite. Opponent makes some Eldrazi. The Vat does a bunch of things. Opponents are down to 19 and 37. Better than things were. Plus, we had a nice tempo shift on the board. We're going to stop on upkeep. And get rid of both of the monuments before they can do any casting. Opponent says GG. Oh, that was a while ago. That was the other player that left. Prophet of Crufix. We do have to discard a card, which I wasn't really counting on. I think it's going to be the Bivouac. We'll try to figure out our land drop next turn. Now we do Force of Vigor by exiling a green card. Get both monuments. Exile the Nylea. Good of a card as it is. I don't know when we're getting it in. Yeah, this deck might need some like rituals or maybe more signets or something. For the copy, hit the Vat. And the Iron Crag, I guess. Calax, baby. We may not win, but I've at least had fun up to this point. This was a fun turn. We've been setting up to get to this point. Now we've been able to do some cool stuff. So hopefully it doesn't all come crashing down. Mass life loss from the mono black deck. The mono white deck, I actually feel like I feel decent about tangling with the mono white deck. So we're going to go full steam at the mono black deck because they're the one that's going to be much harder to deal with, in my opinion. We are a control deck in Notorious. Oh, Zulaport. Zulaport's a real bad time. With a bunch of Scions out there? Yeah. Seems bad. And they unearth. Would they unearth? Turn target creature with mana value 3. I didn't see what it was. Oh, they're commander, because of course. Now what? What's this thing do again? Probably need to think about this guy. Whenever you cast your first instant or sorcery spell each turn, exile an instant or a sorcery card at random from your grave. Opponent's going to get us with the 1/1. Yeah, we're getting down there. We need lifelink in this deck. So, Witch's Clinic probably needs to come in. Witch. Because we need some lifelink. And end step. Yeah, we're getting down there. Why'd their lands untap? Ugin's Nexus? Oh, that's bad. That is bad. Well, things might all come. I don't know if we're getting another turn. Don't know if we're getting another turn. That sucks. Down to 4? Ooh. They can kill us if they want. Midnight Reaper. Oh, yeah, now we're definitely dead. Oh, that's non-tokens. Oh, and a Gray Merchant. Cool. Yep. My favorite card. Fantastic. Yeah, the life loss. The problem there is that the Angels picked on us for some reason. Like, there was one shot in there where they came at us where they definitely should have been at the mono black deck. And that was a critical amount of life that... yeah, Nexus also got us pretty good right there. Okay, so what do we need? The deck needs... I think it needs a little more ramp, honestly. I'm just going to jam a Signet in. I should go to bed, but I'm going to try another game here. Yeah, we'll go Signet. I kind of liked everything else. Double the number of counters on target creature you control. This thing's cool, man, but like, it's a big mana play, and just like we don't... The way that we're a control deck, so it's kind of tough. But it does flying and trample. Like, it makes sense with what we're doing, but actually getting it into play is another story entirely. Is Rite of Flame a sorcery? It is indeed a sorcery. Seething Song? Yeah, we'll let a Seething Song. We just like didn't have enough mana to do everything. Everything just happened quickly. It's unfortunate. Alright, age-old question. What's coming out? We'll get rid of the Tanazir. Maybe Chemister's Insight is like a little too... It's not bad, but... this if you would copy a spell one or more times, instead copy it that many times plus an additional time. Yeah, that seems good. You may choose new. Yeah, that's a lot of copying. Copying is always good. I probably need to get the curve down of this deck a bit. Oh, there's a Ristic Study in here. Yeah, we'll get rid of the Ristic Study. For bracket 2. I don't know, this thing seems questionable. Try it again. Get rid of Dromoka's Gift. I don't know, I feel it's like a really flexible card. Oh no, Dromoka. Let's see. Boastful. Choose a creature with the least tough. I mean, that's +4, right? And if you double that, that's +8. That's a lot of size. It's kind of a finisher, right? Like, it's not like a thing you just kind of run down. Like, you play this when you probably already have trample and you're ready to make the big push. Didn't get that Shadow Spear in. We should probably do that. Are there more of these Thrill of Possibility type cards at instant? The Morbid green spell from if a creature died this turn, 3 counters. Morbid. I missed the Morbid mechanic. Thought it was a cool mechanic. God, I love Innistrad. Miss Innistrad. That one makes wolves. Oh, Hunger of the Howl Pack. +1/+1 counter, Morbid, put 3 counters on it if a creature died. You know, you're right. Because creatures die for a lot of reasons. Creatures do die for a lot of reasons. All right, we'll try to sneak that in here. And what can we get rid of? That one's nice because it gives trample, but you do have to spend colors on it. What are we getting rid of? +1/+1 counter on a creature you control, then double. That one's very good. Prevent all combat damage will be dealt this turn by creatures with no counters on them. Um, it's tough because all these cards are like good. They're all like efficient and instants, and it is tough to make choices. What does this one do? Fight stuff. Is Praetor's Council too cute? It might be. With how fast games are now. Like if you ever cast it, you usually win, but I don't actually know if we're getting to it. Oh, what's that invoke? The invoke something. I think it's quad red though. Yeah, invoke Calamity. You may cast up to 2 instant or sorceries with mana value 6 or less. Yeah, that's cool. We can't cast quad red though. That's not a thing we can do. I'll give her to Chemister's Insight. Yeah, for 4 mana, Chemister's Insight seems maybe a little rough. Gonna recreate this game. Join this one. This one sounds like us. Unexpected Windfall and Big Score are demand answers for 2 more, but give you 2 treasures if you copy them. Yeah. If you copy them, you get 4 treasures, and then they're like, kind of pays for itself. Yeah, then the problem becomes Yeah. Yeah. The problem is like when you're just looking at a bunch of 4-drops in your hand, sort of becomes a thing. One land, 2 land, 3 land, Kodamas. Removal, no card draw. We have ramp though. We'll keep. Rakdos. And Halana and Elena. Merkel. Hey, this is an Indominus Rex. Yeah, we played, I think, 2 with Indominus Rex, and then put it to a little vote. Now we're playing some Calax. Keeping with the dinosaur theme. Got my shirt. Got my dinosaur shirt. Need to drink more water. Need opponents to not take all day. I'd feel better if we had a card draw spell in our hand. But we have protection and removal. Archmage is the card draw that we were talking about. Play the Scalding Tarn, crack the Scalding Tarn. Get the Triome. And pass like that. Okay. Feeling a lot better. Feeling a lot better. This deck is fun. I think there's a variation of this deck where you really go hard on like 1 and 2 drops. Like I probably have too many 4 drops in the deck. Like if we really go for it, because there's got to be any number of these like 1 mana instant +1/+1 counter type things. And like, you know, basically you cast if you just cast Calax on turn 4 and then on turn 5 during, if you cast one of those during like every player's turn, Calax will be pretty large. So yeah, if I wanted to like optimize this more, I could probably shift the mana curve in a way that like all that kind of works out, and then stuff like this storm type stuff then gets even stronger. Signet. So I played Rakdos sometime last year, and I was not impressed. There's one of our spell things. Nothing on 2, so we'll pass. This deck, it used to be so good, and I could not get it to work. I played, I don't know, I think 4 games or something. And like it, you need so many things to go right just in order to get like big creatures into play, right? Like, because the way the game is now, right? You can do the same thing by ramping, right? If you just ramp the same way, you don't have to like try to set up Rakdos by doing the damage thing first and then, you know, jumping through all the hoops. Like now, if you ever get it to go off, sure, it's, you know, it's very good and you can cast a ton of stuff and do all kinds of things, right? Start dropping in the Eldrazi, but like actually setting it up is really difficult in today's game. Flame of Anor? Berserk? Yeah, Berserk. Oh, zombies. Oh, no. My friend used to get me with Thundermare and Berserk all the time back in the day. Commander Spear. Having said all that about Rakdos, this will probably be the one game where they get it to work, because knowing our luck. Well, there's the Spear Skewer. So they're on pace to get Rakdos next turn. That's a thing. We have a Chaos Warp, so that's something. Play the island. Kodamas. I'm going to go mountain. There's less islands in the deck, so they're a little harder to pull out, so I think I'll go mountain island. We're looking decent. We're looking decent. We just need things to not spiral out of control horribly. Flame of Anor is a draw 2 with a deal 5 damage to a walker or downside. Let me see here. If you control a wizard as you cast the spell, you may choose 2 instead Choose one. If you control a wizard, choose two. Target player draws 2 cards. Destroy target artifact. Does 5 damage to target creature. This guy a wizard? Nope. Elemental dinosaur. Yeah, it's not bad. It's really good flexibility, that's for sure. In like a better Calax deck, I mean, there's definitely a world where you can even put into this. I really just don't feel like trying to cut more stuff. The draw 2 is, yeah, the draw 2 is good. Yeah, I'm gonna add that in. That is super flexible. Super, super flexible. Mana Flare! Oh, this game's going to get silly. Thankfully, that'll probably speed this game up a lot so that I don't have to stay up all night, because I do need to get to bed and go to work at some point. Definitely going to be the last game. Pretty much an Esper Charm without the wizard? Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the Esper Charm. Staple for a long time. Haven't seen an Esper deck in a while. People still playing Esper Charm? I don't play a ton of Esper, so when I do, it's usually Dak and Blackblade. That's my brand of Esper. No one's playing Esper Charm anymore. Bummer. Yeah, it makes sense when you can get 2 of them though. Well, if you're commander, then it becomes a lot better. Rataka. Oh God, what? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what card that is. Oh, Radadrobic. That one? That the one we're talking about? He's an assassin. That one's in a... Nope, no clue. Whose turn is it? Well, Rakdos is in. There's that. That Mana Flare is going to help Rakdos probably a lot, because the stuff in their deck is probably very big. The colors for us are going to get a little awkward because we have to spend a lot of mana to do things. In theory, we'll have 10 mana. Would love to hold up Interaction. There's a lot more wizards than people realize. Yeah, I believe it. Ratan. Esper. As long as it hasn't dealt damage yet, it has hexproof and can't be blocked. That's cool. Deals combat damage to a player, create an assassin creature token with menace. When you do, return target equipment card from your graveyard to the battlefield, then attach it to the token. That's interesting. Cool little equipment deck for Esper. Mana Flare. Oh, Cardor, really? I mean, I guess that's better now than any time after that, but assumingly there's a plan to, like... Yeah, I mean, I guess no one else has anything goated, so... It's probably the least threatening Cardor I've ever seen. Part of me is almost thinking about not going for our commander this turn just because of the mana that it's going to use up. I'm almost thinking like Archmage, sit on Chaos Warp so that nothing goes horribly wrong with the Rakdos. Maybe. Farseek. Play the land. Maybe not. Farseek might change that, although I'd really feel a lot better with a deflector, or with a Chaos Warp being held up. So this would get the Archmage, this would get the Farseek, and then we could use that to leave for the Chaos Warp. I think I'm going to do that. On the other hand, well, whatever they hit... No, let's just get Calax. Okay, and then we can... Yeah, okay, we can still do all this, and then we can Farseek. And still leave up the Chaos Warp. Volcanic Island? No, I think we need green. Let's get the maze thing. Surveil. Factor Fiction's a very good one. Keep that on top. Okay, yeah. We're in decent shape. So we'll leave the Chaos Warp up just so nothing goes horribly wrong. And pass like that. Are Harrow and Entish Restoration in this deck? Harrow is, I saw it just a second ago. Entish Restoration, I'm not sure about. I was thinking about Crop Rotation. Oop, that's not where I wanted to go. Entish Rest. Nikia. Well, opponent's going to have a lot of mana. They want to catch. They played this deck the other day. We ran into this deck the other day on stream. Because they cast the Atali, and Atali was going to play our Austere command, but they couldn't because of the Nikia. They said it was like Gruul Lesbian Tribal or something like that. And just Restoration. Sacrifice a land, search your library for up to 2 basic lands, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. If you control a creature with power 4 or greater, search up to 3. Ooh, that seems very good for this deck. Yep, that's got to come in. Have to up the basic land count. That's a whole nother thing. I don't know where we're going to find those basic lands at. Eeh. And Halana is also in. Twice the Gruul Ambush. Miracle. Yep. Is this the one that turns creatures into enchantments? Whenever another non-token creature control dies, may exile it. If you do, create a token that's a copy of it, except that it's an enchantment. Yep, that's the one. That is the one. Yep, just going to keep ticking our life total down. They got a win condition right there. It's slow, but, you know, given enough time. We do need to figure out how big is... Oh, that's a 7/5? Gross. So we might have to attack into the Merkle... Well, I guess we can pump Calax. Calax we get +2+... Calax we get decent size. We'll see what happens as we untap. Trample would be nice. Really thinking about that crop rotation just so we can get Witch's Clinic for lifelink. Because you never know when you need a good lifelinking. Shepherd of Rod as a tie condition. Not if they gain life. If they find a way to gain life, then it would be a win condition. Or if they just have more life than everyone else. Destroy target creature. Okay, they're not interested in the Halana. Okay. That is fair. Something big from the Rakdos. Demon Lord Bells unlocked. There's one you don't see that much. Exile a card from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card, then put that card into your hand. If the card is 4 or greater, repeat this process. 1 damage to you for each card this way. I need to build my Spectre Tribal deck as I'm thinking about Dominaria here. Never got around to that one, but that was also like probably a little too salt-inducing for normal Patreon play. Did they just draw like 4? I think they just drew 4. Yeah, they got 4 cards with it. Reaver Demon. Oh, no. Oh, no. And an Orcus Prince of Death. I think they're doing Demon Tribal. That's disgusting. That Reaver Demon's pretty scary. I don't have like a great way to combat that either. Gonna need some Indestructible. So that's tricky because then like I don't. I guess they have the biggest board state right now. Well, what does Reaver Demon say again? Destroy all non-artifact, non-black creatures. They can't be regenerated. So that's a one-sided board wipe, is what that is. That's not great. That is not great. I was hoping to get our Archmage down, but I don't like necessarily want to do that if it's just going to get blown up. But we do have the ability to like draw a few, which we probably need to do. We might just have to like eat that cost. There's a Factor Fiction. Okay. Factor Fiction can do the card drawing that we need. We're going to be wide open to attacks, so that's a whole thing. I would love to not anger the demon deck, but I don't know that we have like I don't think we have other great attacks really, so that's a 6/6 though. Maybe we can't attack the demons. If we do that, that's a draw 2. I mean, draw 2 is solid. We'll go at the demons, see what happens. See if they're interested in blocking. No blocks. Love it. Fantastic. We bluffed him out. 4 commander damage. I think we go Nylea then, because that won't get destroyed. Then I'm going to do this thing. And just pump up our Calax a little bit. Maybe I'm not. We have 8 mana. Yeah, I'm going to hold off. Pass like that. Because with 8 mana, we can leave up Factor Fiction and Chaos Warp and potentially just do that at that point, although it wouldn't be doubled, but with this thing, I'm not so worried about it. Plus, if we're casting a million spells, then... See what the Gruul deck has. Garrick's Horde, old school. The Reclaim on top. They can't cast Reclaim because of the Nikya. I think we Factor Fiction right now. Okay. Here comes Halana. Factor Fiction. Copy it. Catching me live from the deep south. Where are you from? What part of the south? We'll let them choose one. Those are all good cards. That's a fight spell. Fight spell could be useful. Man, those are really good cards, but pile 1's too strong. There's plenty of fight spells in the deck. Feel good that we can catch another one somewhere. There's the Hunger of the Howl Pack. Do we have to take it on principle? Easy choice. Though I do like Yamavaya Hollow. Oh, Yamavaya Hollow actually gets us past the Reaver Demon. That's a thing. But we did catch removal in the Reality Shift, so that's good. Talrand is good because it gives us blockers against the demons, which would be helpful. Oh, we've got the Hunger of the Howl Pack. Birthing Pod. You want to know what triggers the Hunger of the Howl Pack? Birthing Pod. I don't want to blink yet, though. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen during the Rakdos player's turn, so probably not doing much here. Good news is the Mana Flare doesn't make it that painful to get our commander back. Like, we can still do something after we recast it. Although, we do need to get the boots also, so factoring that into the cost might be a thing. Yep, losing life. Yep, birthing pod. I feel like we need more instances of no max hand size. This might be the Talrand and hold up frantic search moment. Yeah. You want to? I need to get that land that lets you put things into play at instant speed. Alchemist Refuge. Alchem. There we go. That'll be very helpful for what we're doing. Yeah, for me, the big question is, are they just going straight to the Reaver Demon, or are they going to hold it up? If they don't cast it, it's maybe a long shot, but we might be able to find enough damage to kill them. Maybe. With this double counters thing, it's very possible. Well, it's going to come back at us with the 7-5. Don't love that. Oh no, we went to the demon opponent. So we lose a chunk there. Spear Skewer, yeah, so many dings of life loss. Not great. Also a zombie. With that also. That gets us more pumping if we need it. But I mean, you go straight for the Reaver Demon if you have it, right? Yep, opponent's just gonna go wild with their life loss effects here. Hope that Witch's Clinic made it in. I don't know what made it in before I started the game. You need some lifelink somewhere. Rakdos the Showstopper. E. We'll let that resolve, but I think... So we probably fire off the Reality Shift. Yeah, fire off Reality Shift. Calax. I think we get rid of the Rakdos also. What happens? They flip a coin. Destroy the ones that come up tails. None of these have indestructible, right? Nope, none of the indestructible ones. See what's left. Rakdos down. Other. Oh my god. Oh my god. Thank you, Siri. Hope this comes up in our favor. Oh, we survived. Still got to dodge a Reaver Demon, though. That's huge that we survive because it forces them to have to use the Reaver Demon if they want to get rid of our commander. And if they choose not to do that, we might be able to get them pretty good here. They recast Rakdos. I see an opening. I see an opening. Uh-oh. What's this thing do? At the beginning of your upkeep, deals 1 damage to each player, and if that player has 10 or less life, put a counter on it. Okay, maybe that's not as bad as I thought. Opponents are mostly tapped out, and we have a deflecting SWAT to protect. I think we can delete the demon deck. I think. They can block? They can block. But they would lose a lot if they do, because we're about to be giant. We're they're about to experience the genetic modifications. Yeah, this is where we need a crop rotation for that witch's clinic, because I'd feel a lot better if this thing goes to like 20 power and we gain all that life. Gonna have to work on that. Brawl and Carry Zev may also be great cards for this deck. What's Brawl? Brawl's counterspells. Okay, medium attack from opponent. I'm gonna feel it a little bit just because our life's a little bit low, but not the end of the world. I'm gonna do this before I forget. Let's cast this Hunger of the Howl Pack. Here it comes. Do we also cast this one or we save it? Let's just... maybe we just get it out of our hand to free up the mana. Yeah, because that'll put 10 and then the next one... yeah, okay. Also, we just need to like get cards out of it. We have so many cards in hand right now. Yeah, they didn't cast the Reaver Demon, and I think they're going to pay the price for that. Also, ooh, they just tapped out a lot of their blocking. They have what? That's 12 worth of blocking. Okay. Well, that's a Chandra's Ignition. I think that can literally end the game. That can literally end the game. Okay. Play our land. Try not to get too excited. Crack our land. Let's get a Taiga. So this would be 5 mana. That's another 5 mana. 5 mana is an awkward number. But I think we should definitely put boots on there for protection reasons. I guess it's... oh, yeah, it's 6 once you do that. Okay, cool. Cool. That's still awkward because of the timing. So there's that. We take this to get the Archmage in. That would really load us up on card draw. But if for some reason, let's not, just in case, we want to make sure that, like, the card draw is very attractive. Well, we have the Chandras too. Okay. No, we'd have to Chandra's after. Okay. Yeah, I'll just go to combat like this. I think let's not overthink this. I'm like starting to think about getting greedy with the Archmage and all that stuff. Let's not get greedy. Swing into the demon opponent. See if they'd like to block. Oh, I can't believe this is going to work. Opponent's about to get deleted. Okay, they put 1 in front. They put 2 in front. They put 3 in front. They do not. Now. Focus. We must focus. Make sure we save our red mana. Use that properly. Now we cast Invigorating Surge and double the number of counters on Calax twice. Oh, this may not be big enough, actually. Oh, the Chandra's Ignition will get him. Yeah, we've got 20 power. Yeah, Chandra's Ignition will finish it. Oh, it's at 38 now. Yeah, no, this'll do it. This will do it. Genetically modified Calax. Down they go. 36 commander damage. Love that. Go to the second main. Cast this Chandra's Ignition. And just like that, we win. Everyone's dead. Yay! Genetically modified Calax. Oh, this deck warms my heart. Warms my heart. Oh no, we have way too many cards to cut now. All right, we got to make 5 cuts. What are we cutting? Part of me thinks that like this might be too expensive, honestly. Like based on the way this deck has been playing, it's like the only way you get this in is if a board wipe goes off and you have a lot of time. Yeah. So get rid of Primal Amulet, crazy as that sounds. Yeah, this deck just gives me the giggles. That's all you need to know about Calax. It gives me the giggles. Hunger of the Howl Pack. Pretty solid. That was a big part of that big turn right there. And yeah, there might be something to say about like really just like building a version of this that's like all of these type of cards that are like 1 or 2 mana plus 1 counter. Because he really does get big very quickly. Okay, what are we getting rid of? I almost feel like this one, I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. Is it better than other options? That's sort of the question. That's gonna, you know what, this deck's gonna be a lot like Feather in the sense that like you have a million instants that you're looking at and like paring them down is actually going to be fairly difficult. Maybe Seething Song's a little too cute. No, that's still pretty good. Overloading that is easy win condition. We're at 102. Decree of Savagery may actually be. We can cycle it. Yeah, Decree of I think the age of Decree of Savagery is over. I think because really you're talking about a lot of mana for just one creature. So, okay, get rid of that one. The random can really hurt. I will give you that, and that's what has me like. I'm like, I don't know about the random, but it is good value. 4 mana for, or 3 mana for draw 4, discard 2. Um, it's just like there's yeah, but if you I'm gonna get rid of it just because we have a lot of good cards in this deck. There are so many. Because like you don't know what you're gonna get with that, which I guess is sort of that's the risk of it. But you know, there's so many cards, you know what you're gonna get thereabout, right? Like you know you're not gonna lose the thing that you want. So, all right, one card to go. Yeah, I mean this is a little expensive for what it does, but if you double it, oh man, oh man. Maybe this deck wants a Branching Evolution also. The blocking can get weird with Branching Evolution. Just out of curiosity, how many of these type of instants are there? +1 counter. Green. Mana value. Let's just say 2. Actually, I guess it could be red or blue also. Type instant. Destroy target creature with flying, reinforce 2. Gift of the Viper. +1/+1 counter. A +1/+1 counter, a reach counter, a death touch counter. Untap it. Ooh, the untapping. Those other counters are pretty good though. Reach and death touch. That's not awful. If you time it right. Oh, that. All right, so Dromoka's Gift can definitely come out because it looks like there's crazy stuff that's available now. 2 counters, trample. Yeah, trash the town is like everything we want. So top 2 cards, you may play those cards. That's an instant. Cool. Whenever you cast a spell, that's white, black, or blue or red, put a. It's okay. This latest cycle of adventure cards are kind of interesting. I didn't really get a good look at those. +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. It gains reach, trample, hexproof, and indestructible. That one seems good. Let's get that in there. So there's apparently a lot of those. Yeah. So that's probably the next iteration of this deck is just like making everything 1 and 2 mana. That's probably where this deck goes from here. This one has life gain. And fighting. Oh yeah, that all seems good. We're never going to get this deck down to 100 cards now. I think that means Defend the Celestius is probably out. 3 counters. I mean, 3 counters. 3 counters is decent, but it the other cards like do a lot more and are kind of cheaper. Yeah, I think we need to get the mana curve down in this deck. The Converge is the thing that holds me back a little bit on this one. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's only ever going to be 3. But it does put Trample, which is good. Yeah, let's get rid of it. I'm trying to get this curve down. Maybe the deck wants a Cloud Key. Cloud Key might be a decent piece of tech. Because it's going to be faster than Calax. Getting that in on turn 3 is much better than turn 4. Plus the Primal Amulet flips, which is like, can be awkward. What's this? Discard a card, draw 2. Yeah, okay. Cinderclasm. 4 is quite a full slot. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to get the 4 drops down a little bit, because that's what I noticed the first game is just like clunky. That one's a protection spell. Protection spells are nice. This is Teamer Charm too. Fighting's always good. Countering a spell is very helpful. That one's a land, which is nice, and it fights. Yeah, there's a lot of powerful stuff in this deck. Tough to make choices. Two to go. I mean, is double vision necessary for this deck? Like, if Calax is in, yeah, I think it's overkill. Because, like, the whole deck revolves around Calax being in, and if Calax isn't in, then what are you doing? So, yeah. How many flip land things do we have? There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. That's 37. We can get rid of a land. Even though we should probably be going up in lands. Skarg is too good. Man, imagine casting a Volcanic Offering with Calax tapped. Blow up to 4 creatures and up to 4 land. Oh, that seems disgusting, actually. That's probably a finisher. I'm going to add that in. I think I'm going to pull out one of the Shocklands. Get rid of Steam Vents. So it's 33 plus 3 is 36. Yeah, I mean, ideally we'd have another land in the deck. Let's add this Volcanic Offering. That seems like it'll get real silly. Yeah, all these cards are pretty good. It's really hard to cut. We can get rid of Essence Capture, actually. It's pretty narrow. Okay. All right, we are back down to 100 cards. Export this. Try to post it in the morning. All right, I'm going to wrap it up here because I need to go to bed and go to work in the morning. So I appreciate you guys for watching. It has been fun rolling out the dinosaurs tonight. We got Indominus Rex and Calax, and both of them warm my heart. So anyway, hope you guys enjoy, and we'll talk to you real soon.